Alright, what's up, guys? So, today I'm gonna do something a little bit different. I'm gonna post my first ever soccer analysis video. Yeah, I don't know like hardly anything about soccer. Well, I shouldn't say that. I know some stuff, but I'm not like really into soccer like that. So I don't have any like real background in soccer. But yeah, just watch the last two World Cups. That's basically it. But this video is gonna be about Japan. So ESPN gave them a B minus. I think it's fair. You know, it was a disappointing exit for Japan. Not so much that we lost to Brazil. Well, if you don't know, I was supporting Japan this World Cup. That wasn't the disappointing part, you know. It really was. It was gonna be a hard victory against Brazil, no matter what. But we just let it slip away. And yeah, like they say here, have a coach. You know, Moriyasu. Um, he's he just he's Moriyasu. What can I say? Um, yeah, like I mean, Moriyasu he's a good coach, but I just don't think he can really I think he can really win a World Cup. You know, Moriyasu's a good coach, but his philosophy is so frustrating watching it on the field or on the pitch, because 1 minute he'll be counterattacking, boom, 1 goal, boom, 2 goals, great, have the lead. All right, everybody, what do we do now? All right, all 11 of you come back to defense. Let's defend this lead. All right. Oh, it's 1 goal. Stay on defense. Okay, they score again. Let's play for extra time. Oh, 2 goals. All right, everybody. No, this isn't working how we thought it would. But everybody, just stay back. We can win this in extra time. 3 goals. Oh. Everybody, counterattack. Let's go. Let's play for this extra time. And that's what's so frustrating about his coaching philosophy. He seems to want to go to extra time. There's nothing wrong with being comfortable in extra time. That's great, being comfortable. But you never want it to be the case that you're playing for extra time. You want to play so you can avoid extra time. If you do go into extra time, that's fine. Be comfortable winning in extra time. But your goal should never be to play extra time when you could just seal the game out in regular time. So that's just my frustrations with him right there. Of course, you know, they list down here, you know, Wataru Endo, Kaoru Mitoma, Takefusa Kubo, all of them were injured. And they would have definitely helped us. I think if we had them, we would have won against Brazil. You know, well, maybe not. I mean, how Moriyasu was coaching that, it still would have been a hard sell to get us to win that. But they definitely could have helped. But yeah, with that, we're gonna move into the analysis of the Japan versus Brazil game. So let's head over there. Alright, guys. So my analysis part was blocked by copyright, so this is going in here instead. What I was saying basically is the goal chances we had were few and far between because we put 11 of our players in the defensive zone, which you're in 3-4-3, right? 3 up here, 3 at the bottom. It's 4 people in the middle. Alright. So 4 midfielders. You'd think our transition would be better than it was in that game, but it was not. You know, 3 attackers, that's fine. 4 midfielders, that's fine. 3 defensemen, that's fine. But the problem is when you struggle to get it out your zone after one goal, right? And that's what really happened. Moriyasu's strategy was to park the bus after halftime, after we scored already. He gave up on getting us any more scoring chances. So when we did, they were off of rushes. We only had 3 people in position to catch any passes. So they were not really scoring chances. Then we only had 1 shot on goal the entire second half of that game. And the shot from Aiso Ueda, which I think is the one that counted as a shot on goal, was not a real chance. Very easy shot for the keeper to stop. That was Aiso Ueda. He got a little ambitious with that. He had options to get the ball away and prevent a more dangerous rush. But also Keita Nakamura, we had a chance with him where he tried to cross Daizen Maeda, but it would have been an incredibly hard shot or cross to make. But if he made it, that would have been an insane shot. There were better options. He could have passed it back. Aiso Ueda was right there. Ueda might have made the shot. Or if he didn't think he had a good shooting lane, he could pass it to Junya Ito, who was in a good position to rush in to the net front and shoot it from there. And then if he got cut off, guess what? Daizen Maeda is right there for the 2-on-1 with the defender. Technically be a 2-on-2 with the goalie, but the goalie is not going to move all the way up to try to stop Junya Ito or Daizen Maeda, whoever gets most open. He's going to be sitting there on the line trying to predict where that ball is going to go from the shot. But yeah, I mean, our substitutes, they're just poor. You don't take out Ritsudoan for Sugawara. Sugawara is a great player, sure, but Ritsudoan's a captain for a reason, and Sugawara's a bench player for a reason. Not that he can't play, he's just not on the level of Ritsudoan, and it's not even a position for position swap. Moriyasu, he was just in that defensive mindset. Let's play defensive, let's play defensive, let's play defensive. And sub Keita Nakamura for Ao Tanaka was fine. I'm fine with that one. It's probably my favorite sub they made that game. It was one other sub. No, it wasn't Keita Nakamura. It was Keita Nakamura for Shuto Machino. That was a sub. Can't say I'm happy with it, but that was a sub. It wasn't a bad one. Not one I would make. Can't say it was a bad one though. So it was Ao Tanaka for Daichi Kamada. I was fine with that sub, I guess. It's probably the best sub you're gonna get from the bench. Yeah, there was one more sub. Let's see. It's done. Taka. Nakamura. Ritsudoan subbed out for Sugawara. Keita Nakamura was subbed out for Shuto Machino. Ao Tanaka was subbed in for Daichi Kamada. So one more sub. I don't know. Either way, it wasn't a good sub, whoever it was. It was also just Moriyasu trying to play ultra defensive because, which it sucks that this is blocked by copyright. It just sucks so bad. But I took the time to count out how many players were in our defensive half, and there were 10 players in the defensive half, not counting the goalkeeper, which the goalkeeper counts as the 11th player on the field. So, I mean, it's just not good. You know, hockey, there are 5 skaters and 1 goalie. So 6 total players. Hockey, they don't call it a 6-on-6. They call it a 5-on-5 because goalies aren't going to do anything. In soccer, it might be a good idea. I mean, you're down a player. Or not down a player, but, you know, in soccer, right? I don't know, you shouldn't be able to get 11 players on the field, I don't think. But they should just call it a, 10 on 10? Set it down to 10 players. Or 11 on 10. Or no, not 11 on 10. 10 on 9. Because the goalkeepers aren't doing anything. That's just a little personal rant. I don't know. But, I mean, yeah. Subs weren't really doing it. We went heavy veteran presence with a 3-4-3. 3-4-3 is a good system for the veterans to fall into, especially because that's what they've really mainly been running with Moriyasu. 3-4-3, but it's not a good system to bring rookies into. Not rookies, in football. Bring the younger players into, because a lot of them are more active and creative. They don't have an outlet for the creativity, I guess, really. Well, not the way Moriyasu was running the system, I'll say. Maybe in other 3-4-3s there's more outlets, but when Moriyasu drops everybody's back, there's really no outlet to be creative. You know, you can have good rush chances, but nobody's there to catch the pass for the rush. So, like, what are we doing here? Moriyasu's strategy was to just park the bus and play for extra time. Someone else has said, just don't play for extra time. Be confident in winning in normal time. Be able to play extra time. Be confident that you can win in extra time. But your goal is not to go to extra time. That makes sense. Well, it makes sense to me. But, yeah. When you're up 1 goal, it's not going to cut it. Be up 2 goals before you drop all your players back into defense. And Go Oiwa is the new coach starting 2027. Moriyasu is going to coach the Asia Cup. So that'll be his send-off, I guess. And let's hope Japan wins it, but Moriyasu's last ride. Excited to see what Go Oiwa brings to the table. I did not watch the Olympics, but he was a coach for Japan in the Olympics, 2024 Summer Olympics soccer game, and I think for the U23 team. So I think he's going to be good, bringing some young players into the system. And yeah, I'm just excited to see what he can bring to the table. But this is what I'm going to put in here instead of the actual match review, because that got blocked. But yeah, I feel like Zion Suzuki, he played good that game. He played good all World Cup. Where he kind of messed up. There was a shot he could have stopped. It was Casemiro's header. It would have been a good save. Yeah, I'm not saying he 100% was going to make it, but if he was kind of crouched down, I guess. He wasn't expecting to go crossed or something. I don't know why he was crouched down like that. He was crouched down. He got up, standing up. He just sprung up so he couldn't jump. He was just standing there. His hand got up right after the ball was shot. If his hand was already up when he was springing up, he would have saved it. You know, Casemiro probably just kicked it in if he did have his hand up already. But if he jumped, like even from that crouched position, even if he just jumped there, I think he would have saved it still. Like, he could jumped, maybe caught it, maybe punched it away. Either way, whatever works. Also, the defensive determination in that national team is insane. That one play where they had a very good scoring chance, but you got 3 Japan players in goal. Zion Suzuki, I think he saw the original shot. The rebound went out to a Brazil player, so he took it upon those players took it upon themselves to form a wall at the net front. Went off Takehito Tomiyasu's face. Zion Suzuki kind of slapped it, because if it went off his face towards the goal, so he just slapped it away. And then that ball was punted out. That was a transition into an attacking phase that was successful. I mean, it was a successful attack, minus we didn't score there. But, I mean, I think that was the Keita Nakamura opportunity. He drove out to the corner. From across from the corner is incredibly tough when you have someone covering you and the person you're trying to cross it to. It would have to been a perfect cross to Daisen Maeda. Put it on his outside foot perfectly for that to even be a scoring chance. Isai Ueda was behind him. I think I would have preferred if he passed this Isai Ueda like a little heel flick. Ueda could have put it back in. Jun Ito could have rushed to the net front and scored. Might have been the counterattack of the World Cup. And even if Brazil scored after that, it's 2-2. Or they probably wouldn't have scored. Because we took so much momentum with that. With that score, that would have been so much momentum. And you can kind of feel when the momentum shifted in that game from, oh, Japan scored first, this is looking good, they've got this, to this Brazil team is tough, I don't think Japan's got this anymore. And that was when Vinicius did the little nutmeg on Takedo Tomiyasu. This was on one of their counter attacks from, I think, that same exact chance, really. But he nutmegged Tomiyasu, then he shot, and it was kind of a meme. I don't know if it became like a worldwide meme, but I saw it a little fair bit. Zion's face after that shot, because Zion got a hand on it barely. He got like the fingertips on it. He smacked it into the post, and it went wide. So that was a great save. Great keeper, Zion. He's only 23. Look forward to seeing him in future World Cups. But yeah, this is what I'm put in instead of the match highlights. And I feel like I was pausing a fair bit in the match highlights, but I guess just showing it in general isn't allowed. Otherwise, we'd probably see a lot more people doing World Cup reactions. But yeah, just not showing it at all. I mean, what can you do, I guess? But yeah, I'm just put this in here instead. Next up, it's gonna be the part where I build my own roster for the Samurai Blue. I don't build my own roster, but I kind of adjust the current roster, and then, yeah, let's go from there. Peace. Alright, so this is part 2. Building the lineup. So, let's see. I don't know how this website works. So so you can move. Alright, I see. Just set this back how it was. Alright. Now I'm gonna build how I think this lineup should have looked. So we're gonna start off. Obviously, Isai Ueda is the is the striker up here. And Zion Suzuki is the goalkeeper down here. And I'm not gonna move either of them. They were both great this World Cup. They should both be back and better in 2030. So let's look forward to that. Same with Keita Nakamura. Should be better, back and better 2030. Alright, so here, you have injured Kubo. Is Kubo the only injured one on here? I think so. Yeah, they don't have Makino here. Alright, but yeah, those who are injured, so they weren't even considered here. But yeah, building my starting lineup here. I'm also gonna change the formation a bit. I don't think Japan was really getting enough from their formation. Also, formation's probably the most important thing in the World Cup. It kind of decides who you play and how you play. So we're gonna sub in Daisen Maeda. For who though? That is the question. Hiroki Ito. Hiroki Ito's good. Junior Ito. I did not mean to sub out Junior Ito there. Hiroki Ito's on defense. Daichi Kamada. I feel like we can sub out Daichi Kamada for Junior Ito. So Junior Ito. Junior Ito out here on the wing. Maya also on the wing. It's what I call the speed front. I don't know if there's an actual term for it, Uses my 2-speed wingers. Daisen Maeda is pretty fast. So is Junior Ito. Junior Ito is more of a skills player than Maeda is. Maeda is also just faster than I think everybody else on the team. So that's good for that. Kaishi Sano can play higher. So that's our front four. So front four, Iso Ueda striker, Daisen Maeda, right wing, Kaishi Sano, center mid, Junior Ito, left wing, Keita Nakamura, left center mid, I think, LCM, Al Tanaka, center mid, still on right mid, Takedo Tomiyasu, defense, goalkeeper. Alright. So, this is how I would want my starting lineup to look, honestly. If I was Hajime Moriyasu. This is who I would set on my starting line. Now for subs here. Subs for this team is so tricky. I don't think Hajime Moriyasu made good selections for subs. I personally would like to see a lot more youth on the bench. This Japan team is based around veteran leadership without developing a youth presence on the team, really. Youngest player I think is 22. And there are some great up-and-coming Japan players, too. So, I mean, that was kind of just a miss on his part in the Japan World Cup team. Let's see. Keisuke Goto, 20. Alright. Yeah. Keisuke Goto. Right there. He'd be a sub for Ueda. For me, I think the World Cup is about mixing a good mix of veteran presence with youth presence. We saw that with, we did kind of see that with Spain, you know. And they have Lamine Yamal, Ferran Torres, I think, goal scorer. I don't know how old he is actually. He looks young. He doesn't look young. He looks middle-aged. Like middle soccer age, 26. A Spanish team. They had, I remember the commentator saying they had 3 teenagers on the team. Meanwhile, Pau Kubarsi. Pau Kubarsi is 19. And yeah, the youngest player on the Japan team is 20. So it's not a huge gap, but it's enough. You know. And after World Cup, I've just been looking at, more soccer content. And looking into, younger generation of Japan. Seeing this World Cup, I was like, okay, is this our best lineup? Are these going to be the guys going forward? A lot of them are getting aged out. Who's coming up? Junior Ito is going to be 37 at the next World Cup. He's like 34 right now. 33 right now. Alright, wasn't too far off. Reed Stillans, he's going to be 39. Daisen Maeda is also... Reed Stillans, 28. He's going to be 32. He'll still be good. Okay. I thought he was older than he is. Well, that's good. But, Mitoma, this was most likely his last World Cup. Well, his last World Cup as a starter, maybe. I'm sure he'll come back. If that little incident where he kind of hit a biker doesn't derail his career too badly. I'm sure he'll come back. 30, 32. He could be a starter or he could be a sub. It really just depends how his career is going how his career is going. Yeah, he was a huge miss this World Cup. Would have loved to have him on the field or on the pitch. But, I mean, yeah. You know, this core, they're, it's kind of weird, you know? They're not old enough that this is their last ever World Cup, but they're not young enough that you'd want them to come back and play all 90 minutes. You know, that's why you gotta develop a youth presence on the field. Because, say, Takefusa Kubo, 25, got him back in 4 years, great. He was injured this World Cup. Next World Cup, he's gonna be a solidified starter. 29. But, you know, once you reach past 30, that's kind of like your peak. Like 30, 31, 32. I'd say that's your, like, I think that's your prime football year. Well, I'm gonna call it soccer. I'm not gonna be all fish and call it football. That's your prime year because you're old enough to have veteran experience. You're not young enough to play all 90 minutes without getting winded. So a lot of these people will probably play like 70 minutes in a game and get subbed off. Especially if we're winning, give the younger people some more experience. That's one thing I didn't like about this World Cup selection. Went heavy on the veterans. Like, basically everybody in this lineup is going to be over 30 at the next World Cup. So, I mean, it's just one of those balances you have to try to strike. And that's hard, I get it, but, you know, all these players are going to be over 30. They got 1, maybe 2 World Cups left in them before they're out. Why not go ahead, put them on the bench for all I care. But just get some younger players here, you know? Get some 19-year-olds. You sub them in. You sub them in that Brazil game. I'm sure that brings some new energy to the team. But, yeah. Alright, and I found this little article. Top 10 most promising Japanese footballer in 2026. Shunsuke Muto, 23 years old. Winger, acceleration. I mean, 20 goals, 8 assists, in 139 matches. It's not bad. Japan under 23. It's not bad. Yeah, I mean, 2 international appearances so far. I just had to look that up real quick. Caps are international appearances. So, I mean, yeah. I mean, like, imagine subbing him in for Junya Ito. I'd be perfectly fine with that. I mean, it says up here, Japan has never had so many high potential young talents at the same time. Exactly. So, like, make them subs. I wouldn't put, okay, overloading a young lineup, or overloading a lineup with young stars is a decent strategy, but you also gotta have those veterans still in there to keep them straight. Like Lamine Yamal. He's young talent. He did good in the starting lineup. Why not let these people, like, just go to the World Cup? See if they can make it big enough to make your starting lineup. See if you can outplay Junya Ito. Ayumu Yokoyama, 22, wide forward, 2 caps, 23 goals, 123 matches. Yeah. You could definitely sub him in for Ayase Ueda if you needed to. Ueda, I don't think he'd really get subbed out, but if you do, I mean, you can switch up your play style with him, with Ayumu. He'd be a change from Ayase Ueda, I think. Yeah, it'd definitely be too early for him to become an asset for the national team. But getting in that experience of just being there, even that would be helpful. You can develop your next generation without them even having to play if you don't want them to. That's what I think Moriyasu just failed to do with his subs or his national team selection. I don't think it's entirely his choice, but I mean, they just failed to do that well. And that kind of lowered the, I guess, cohesion between past generation and current generation and the next generation. It was a lot of current gen. It was a mix of the old and current gen. No next gen players. Except there's like two, but I mean, what are you gonna do with two? They barely even got playing time. So it's like, I mean, current gen's good, past gen is good. Put them together, guess what? You got a good team. Next gen, guess what? You got a good team that can be good into the future and get progressively better until they win a World Cup. It might be too early for a lot of these players, like 21. Might be too early to have them as a sub, but maybe put them as a reserve or something. Just anything to get them there at the World Cup, on the bench. That'll build up their, comfortability. This guy, 12 caps. Wow. 1 goal. 9 goals, 3 assists. Work rate, intelligent positioning, one-touch play between lines. Pass rather than a duel. Yeah, that's good. It's kind of Fyodor Kucherov. Almost 1 assist every 5 games. I mean, yeah, that's great. Maybe 2025. I can see him being included in the 2030 team. But at that point, it's almost like, is it not too late, but you only have him for like 2-3 World Cups. If he was here developing this World Cup, that'd still be 2-3, but you'd have a better version of him, I don't know. 19. Okay. Good. Promising. Left back. Active, like to make Peter runs and deliver at the right tempo. Assistant attacking contribution. Crosses, overlaps, final passes. Left back. Right. I don't know why I scrolled up. Yeah. That's great. 19. He's kind of like, I guess. I don't know if he really fits Moriyasu's style. I can see why he wasn't necessarily called up. 5 goals, 7 assists, 62 pro total matches. That's good. 2 caps. U23 team. Stretches out opponent's back, creates numerical advances, and frees up the winger. Yeah. I think Moriyasu likes having his back 3 sit more on defense. So if he were to be subbed in, or even considered playing time, he might be a left wing back or a left midfielder. Just don't think that's really Moriyasu's style. So I guess I can see why Moriyasu didn't pick him up. But it would have been great to have these young players on the bench. You can sub him in. Kento Shiogai, he was selected for the national team. His comment was, got Brazil so mad that they had to flex their past World Cup achievements. Like, I think it was Casemiro or something, right? He said something about 5 World Cups. You won none of them. You did nothing. You scored 1 goal You scored 1 goal against us. I don't even know if you scored any goals before that. Alright, but you're flexing accomplishments you don't even have. That was so That's crazy to me. Like, you did nothing during those World Cups. You can't flex them. Japan's won a women's World Cup. You don't hear Kenta Shioga going like, yeah, we won a World Cup for like more recent than you did. You just don't hear that. I mean, it was just something. But yeah, he was the one that made that comment about Brazil not being the strongest team. That really made them mad for some reason. Said this Brazil team isn't as good as ones of past, which he's not wrong. But it made Casemiro so mad that he had to flex World Cups that weren't even his. So, I mean, yeah. But he played very few minutes this World Cup. That's one of the young players Moriyasu picked. One of the two. Yeah. Let's see, Joel Chima Fujita. I've heard about him. Defensive midfielder. This seems like Moriyasu's type of guy. Promise of Japan that's hard to play, and midfielder capable of holding his own in duels. Winning back ball and immediately following up with a simple and accurate pass on the backbone of teams that go far. Playing matches enormous for his age. 2026, Fujita will be a key player for Japan in the World Cup. He become one of those indispensable players you don't always notice until he's missing. Was he injured? He wasn't called up this World Cup. I gotta check. I don't think he was called up this World Cup. Yeah. Alright. So he played in the Summer Olympics, but he did not play in the 2026 World Cup. Alright. I knew it wasn't called up. Now this guy would fit Moriyasu's style. Not exactly sure why he didn't get called up. Maybe he was injured or something. I have no idea. But yeah. Alright, very promising player. 3 caps. It's good. Kudyu Natsuki, 22 years old. Attacking midfielder. I mean, not really Moriyasu's style again. 18 caps, 4 goals. That's good. I mean, I guess. That's such a crowded position, midfielder, for the Japan national team. You got Altanaka. He's basically not guaranteed to get playing time, but he's good enough to get playing time. I'm sure this guy is too. But behind Altanaka and I think Hiroki Ito. So between those two, it'd be very tough for him to break into the top tier. I get why he wasn't called up, I guess. Sota Kitano, attacking midfielder, another one cap. Again, I get why he wasn't called up. Such a crowded position group right there. Lan Suzuki, 23 years old. Yeah, he was called up. I mean, he's good. Kota Sakai. Japan national team, 4 caps, gold 0. Alright, Shinsuke Saito, 20 years old. Young right winger. Sora Hiragi, 20 years old, forward. Ryan Ichihara, developing defender. Yuto Ozeki, technical midfielder, very good in tight space to watch. His ability to perform consistently at a high level. Keisuke Goto was called up this year. I know that much. what, he played like 12 minutes, I think. World. We also just didn't play our young players at all. 8, 9, 7 minutes during the World Cup versus Tunisia. Dressed for Netherlands, Sweden, Brazil, but did not play. Tunisia is just such a nothing game. We beat them 4-0. Just sub out everybody. Well, not everybody. Sub out 5 players that you think need the most rest. And then Kento Shogai, actually. Let's check his. Kento Shogai. 6 minutes against Netherlands. Yeah. Alright, we just did not play our young players at all. And those were 2 youngest. But yeah. Let's look at this real quick. Kota Takai, Zion Suzuki, Kuryu Matsuki, Joel Chima Fujita. We'll have to look out for all of these in the next few years. But yeah. That'll be all for this video. See you in the next one. Peace.